Energywork for Immunity, day number 15. So this is the last individual practice video of this month of energy work to support immune system health. There will be some extras, and then I will be announcing an invitation to subscribe to me on Patreon, where you will have access to, at any subscription level, longer form videos where these practices are put together and combined in certain ways. But for today, our last practice, an individual practice of the month, we're going to do some energy massage. So this is a great practice that you might see in lots of different frameworks in martial arts classes, in Qigong or Tai Chi, in somatic therapy frameworks, where basically we're using our own hands to create gentle massaging contact through our body, whether through light tapping with the fingertips, the palms, or a soft fist. And there's particular areas that we're going to look at addressing more acutely. And in general, I'll give you a guide as to the flow or pathways to move along. But I encourage you to feel empowered to do this practice in any way that feels right for you, and to move anywhere in your body that feels right. I'll explain a little bit about why I'm moving the certain pathways I am moving, to do with energy flow, meridian flow, things like that. But again, there is no right or wrong way to give yourself a self-energy massage. And this has two particular sides to it, which is really great for supporting our immune health and our body's health. One of it is kind of a more biological and chemical framework, which is what's called the myofascial tissue, is kind of lining around muscles. And that's a place where most of the tension, the contraction and tension of muscles is held in myofascial tissue and not actually in the deeper muscle tissues themselves, the fibers. So myofascial tissue is something that can be released really effectively through various forms of contact. So certain kinds of massage are really directed at myofascial tissue and joint release, such as shiatsu massage, Chinese massage. And then of course you can do self-massage with things like tennis balls or lacrosse balls, which has a similar effect in accessing that tissue. The self-massage creates a nice, maybe a little more gentle, but a consistently nice release for myofascial tissue as well. And then another thing that's part of this is the energy field, of course. So when we're doing this tapping, we're creating vibrations through our body. You know, the same way that sound creates vibrations when we do sound releasing in that practice too. And like the first day of practice, body vibrating, right? So vibration is one of the best ways we support our lymphatic system. And that is one of the best ways to keep our immune system, our immune structure healthy and working really well. So the energetic effect of this vibration going through the whole body, coupled with the myofascial release, makes this a really, really, really great exercise to do for many different needs. You know, whether you're just looking to work out some stress and tension, address a particular area of your body, get some stress release, get moving a little bit, get loosened up. And you can do it kind of at the beginning or the end of a different kind of longer practice, like a yoga practice, an exercise practice, a martial arts practice, a meditation. Use this as an entrance or an exit from whatever kind of container you're doing a practice in as well. So we'll stand up and do the practice. Of course, you can do this sitting down or even lying down. If you are able to stand up, that's a great way to practice it. If you need to or prefer to sit down, you can also do it that way, and you just work with your own degree of mobility to access the parts of your body you can access. With this energy massage practice, again, sitting or standing, the framework I'm going to lead you, or the pathway I'm going to lead you on, starts from the feet and works up. And the reason for this is just from our energy meridians, our energy lines. We start kind of from the place of grounding and rooting, and we start working on energy to dissipate it there, so it may kind of release out, down through the body, release up through the body, and we move along these certain pathways, which connect to what I talked about before, the microcosmic orbit, which is up the back of the body, down the front of the body, or up the front of the body, down the back of the body. And we work with the energy lines that run on the outside and inside of the legs, outside and inside of the arms, right? So we're just moving along certain pathways. There is no real right or wrong order to do it in, but if you want to follow my guide of path, that's great. If you want to kind of free form yourself, that's okay too. So I always start down at my feet. And again, open palms, soft fists, or you can change it up as you go. And I just tap around the top, the outside, and the inside of my feet a little bit. And then I'll move up the outside of the legs, up to the hips, and then I move down the inside of the legs. Then I'll move up the back of the legs, all the way up above the buttocks, the hips, then down the front of the legs. So a couple times up and down the legs like that. Then as you come up here to your waistline, your belt line, and you can move around this area of the hips and pelvis. If you want to even come underneath the perineum, it's totally up to you what parts of your body you feel comfortable touching or accessing. Spend some time floating around your hips, the lower back, tailbone, sacrum, your glutes, your buttocks, your hips, the pubic bone here. Spend some time with this area. And then you can start to move up around your rib cage, getting a little bit onto the side and back of it too. And then you can start to move up to the chest, along the collarbone, the space where the ribs meet in the middle of the chest. You know, sometimes you might want to move to fingertips to access a little more precisely, but also it's a little bit more gentle. Sometimes you might feel want to do open palms for a bigger spread area, or the fists kind of bring the most direct power, but it might be a little too much for some areas of the body. Then we're going to go down the inside of one arm and up the outside of one arm. We do this a few times on each arm, just trying to really access the inside, the underside, the palm, fingers, get that outside, top side of the arm. Then you can get a little bit into the shoulder blade area. And then we move across to the other arm, same feeling, down the inside, up the outside a couple times, so you really feel like you get all the way around the arm with this path. And then you can, like I'm supporting here, so I can reach a little bit more deeply into that shoulder blade area. And then you can kind of move around the back of your neck. For the head and the neck, I really stick to fingertips because it's more gentle, but it's totally up to what you're feeling. Spend some time coming up the back of your neck. You could even come under the earlobes. Be really gentle with your neck and your throat and your face. You can come up the back of the head. Spend some time the crown of your skull, top of your head, and then spend a little time with your face, forehead, eyebrows, eye sockets. The sinus area on either side of your nose can be really nice when you breathe through your nose. You can even do the ridge of your nose a little bit. You can do your top and bottom lips. You can do your cheekbones, your jawline, chin, and even the front of your neck, your throat. This is like the softest, most vulnerable area, so be really gentle here if you're going to do that at all. And then what we're going to do is just find another place to tap a little bit, and we'll move into some addressing the hands more precisely. So you can take one hand and just press with one finger and thumb, or two fingers and the thumb, the spaces between each of your knuckles. And again, gentle here, don't need to cause any pain or strain. We're just pressing in that area. You can kind of move into the palm too if you want, but particularly the area between those bones, the knuckles, maybe up and down a little bit. You can explore that, the fleshy space between the bones. Do that on each side. So there's some really great channel points here, acupressure, acupuncture points here. And we give a little just of that contact and pressure, start to open up some energy flow. You can even go to like the meat of your thumb on either side of the hand. And when you spend some time with that, just shake the hands out a little bit. And then I like to spend some time after we go kind of up the whole body with more of a sweeping rather than a tapping. Sweeping down the body. So I'm sweeping and I'm clearing stuff that might have come up and been shaken up through our tissues. We're clearing it down into the earth, kind of grounding energy out. So just spend some time sweeping. You can sweep up too, you can sweep up like this, releasing. But for me, it's really a lot easier for me to access this visualization of clearing to the ground and feeling like I can really get released that way. If you want to kind of come into your back more and sweep down from the lower back, and then just shake your hands out. Release, feel that clearing. And as with all these practices, take a few moments just to notice how your body feels after. Maybe some relief, some space opening up. Again, that is a great practice you can do as to help cultivate a nice container for other kinds of practices before or after, or just as a little 5-minute interval to clear some embodied tension, some muscle tension, and give you that nice vibration energy support for your body.